Bia 94.1 FM ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Sunday 1:45 p.m. Aago méjì kù ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún la máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Sunday fún ìṣẹ́jú mẹ́ẹ̀ẹ́dógún 1:45 to 2 p.m. ní àjọ máa jẹ mùkúntún ohun Olúwa tí í ṣe ohun àánú. Mo gbàdúrà fún ọ bó ti ń lọ ó rí ọwọ́ lọ. Ẹ pè sórí nọ́mbà ìlọ́la call center wa nìyẹn o 020-188-9 ibi tẹ́ máa pè sínú ní ọ̀la aago 12 sí aago 2 ní ọ̀la. Ẹ ka Bíbélì láàárọ̀ yìí o Psalm 140 àti 1 Corinthians 11 Psalm 140 1 Corinthians 11. God bless you.
0201-889-9999 0201-889-9999.
Today95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Maybe home is somebody's smile when they look at you for the first time. Maybe home is being a home to something you love and adore with all your heart. And that is what life, friendship, and love are all about. Maybe home is listening to all of your favorite shows on Today95.1 FM. We create memories. We inspire comfort. We are the voice of the people, and we are home away from home.
Realize it, but do you know you can always show your love for others with simple gestures? Here are some of them. Always look for the good in people. There are two sides to every story. We have our good and bad sides. So look for the good in people. Focus on people's potential. Everyone has potential. So rather than put them down, help them realize it. Choose to love. If you're given an option between giving love and receiving love, choose giving because that is a more practical choice. Treat everyone as equals. This means letting go of all the prejudice and partiality. See people for who they really are, not their jobs, not their apparels or bank accounts. If everyone does this, then the world would be a better place. Love yourself. You cannot give what you don't have. So, before you try to love other people, love yourself first. Forgive. We all make mistakes. So, whether it's a family or a stranger, the best way of showing love is forgiveness. Everyone deserves a second chance. Show compassion. Care for other people. Care for what they are going through. Do what you can to help. Give back to the community. Remember that a single drop of water can cause countless ripples. That donation, no matter how small, can inspire others to do the same. Smile, even to strangers. Remember that you're never fully dressed without a smile. So, do not underestimate the power of a smile. Not only does it lighten up your face, it will also brighten up another person's day. Be the spark of positivity you want to see. When you smile, the whole world smiles with you. This message is brought to you by Today95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
Hey, you want to speed drive? Come on, go to the racetrack. You want to smoke? Not on the steering wheel. You want to drink alcohol? Don't do it on wheels. Go to a bar and don't drive afterwards. Seatbelts are not for fancy. They're there to save your life. Know your traffic rules and obey them. because they are for your own good. Drive with care, because life is dear.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081-389-2850 now for more information.
Okay, all right. All you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique style.
There is fire on the mountain.
The world is changing and changing so quickly. What are the roles and responsibilities of the citizens of Nigeria on the new Nigeria of our desire? What are the leadership responsibilities that we expect of those who steer this ship of state? On this program, we shall be talking about our country and what is the truth in the word. Strength is our diversity. How can we achieve this peace?
We need a leadership with courage. We do not need a biased leader.
And get the ship of state steering to destination, happy and fulfilled citizens.
Everything is about politics. Everything. Once you fix politics, you are fixed.
Join Andy Akpotive, also known as the President, as he stirs the conversation about making Nigeria and Nigerians great again every Saturday between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12 noon.
Challenge leadership to give to us what we expect.
Yes, Andy, this is the director.
Changing Nigeria, one conversation at a time.
One day the river will overflow. And there'll be nowhere for us to go. And we will run, wishing we had put out the fire.
It all begins with breaking news.
Now, make no mistake, this is a difficult mission, and it will remain difficult for some time.
Then it keeps trending. Events, issues, personalities, all struggling to gain attention. But in the race with deadlines, the intrigues, power play, undercurrents are often missed or underreported.
Insecurity here is basically a product of poverty.
But not anymore.
As the platform on radio steps in to fill the missing links on events, issues, and personalities in the news.
I'm not afraid of anybody.
Yeah! The platform on radio serves on the hottest topics and trending issues. Only on Today 95.1 FM.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 p.m. Get on the platform on radio and be served.
In Port Harcourt, convener of the campaign and 7th Dan Black Belt holder Angel Attar lamented lack of extracurricular activities in public schools which could help students in preventing bullying.
In private schools all over the nation and beyond, the rich can afford martial arts extracurriculum activities classes. They enroll their children for martial arts, taekwondo, karate, name it. But in public schools, you do not have these extracurriculum activities because the children of these parents who are struggling to survive and sending the children to school, which of course this education is practically free from government subsidized. They can't afford having professionals in the martial art body to teach their children the need for self-defense. There is need for our children in public school to understand the importance of preventive bullying and of course understanding the importance of self-defense.
Catch them young, they do say. So for you to have a foundation in Taekwondo, take them to the schools. All right, Attar, a Guinness World Record holder who is popularly known as Angel de Laugh, therefore highlighted steps taken by the Grandmasters Council of Taekwondo in Rivers State to alleviate children in public schools of this situation by organizing a one-day free workshop on preventive bullying scheduled for tomorrow, Friday, May 24 by 9 a.m., which he said is a means of taking the sport to the grassroots.
So the Grandmasters Council, River State Taekwondo Nigeria, would decided to come up with this program, this initiative, to go to public schools and teach for free, and of course empower the children, give them learning materials, educate them on health awareness. And of course on Friday we're having the first ever in Nigerian history where Grandmasters, masters of the art of martial arts Taekwondo, will be visiting Army Children's School in GRA, Port Harcourt, to teach for free preventive bullying and of course self-defense. Let the children be equipped, let them be knowledgeable, let them know how to defend themselves, let them know how to walk away from problems, let them know how to protect their loved ones and of course their life.
Sports in live. Ata added that all are invited to the free workshop at Army Children's School, GRA, Port Harcourt, scheduled for 9 a.m. And boxing, current world boxing champion Bashali has called on Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to give total support to his plan to stage the Guinness World Record as the oldest boxer to engage in professional bout. Bashali is 68 years old. In a world conference held in Abuja on Wednesday afternoon, maintained that despite efforts to frustrate the dream, insisted he wouldn't give up on Nigeria hosting the multi-million-dollar fight. Ali added that his love for his fatherland made him to reject 75 million euros offered to him to host the world record bout in Saudi Arabia or Germany. I call on Nigeria government, particularly the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to give total support for the fight for Guinness World Record to hold in Nigeria. I am not asking the government for money, but the approval and total support to hold the bout in Nigeria. And if this is done, then I can single-handedly, through the bout, get the country not less than $20 million because the pay-per-view revenue will be paid to the purse of the government. End of quote. That ends it for us. Reporting other sports, let's switch attentions to football and we go straight to Bayelsa State, where the current Nigeria Women's Football League Premiership Super 6 is ongoing. Rivers Angels dropped to third position from first following a goalless draw with fifth place Nasarawa Amazons yesterday in March the 3 opener of the ongoing NWFL Super 6 Championship at the Samson Sassia Stadium in Yenagoa. After the game, Rivers Angels head coach Walter Wonder expressed his disappointment over the results, stating that ball position alone doesn't win matches.
I think it's not a bad game. Bear in mind that these are two champions of this NWFL previous years. So we both we are expecting as a coach, and I expected the match to be a very tough match. So, but at the end of the day, the result we got today wasn't the result we expected. Yeah, definitely. This is a game. No, like I said, no team is a pushover. We are confident that the two remaining matches we are going to take it because I'm hoping that an upset will happen, I think, to the other contenders of the championship.
Nasarawa Amazons are without a win in their 3 games so far, but their coach Christopher Danjuma assures that his team will keep fighting till the end.
I have a team I'm building, so I am not disappointed in the level my players express themselves today. It is about players' development. CAF years ultimate, but the greatest team is developing the woman footballer. I have a team I'm building, so I am not disappointed in the level my players express themselves today. It is about players' development. CAF years ultimate, but the greatest team is developing the woman footballer.
And the second game of the day, Heartland Queens' chances of a domestic glory took a huge setback yesterday with a 1-3 loss to Edo Queens at the ongoing Nigeria Women's Football League Super 6. Chioma Moses and Kafayat Mafisheri, respectively, on 34th and 37th minutes, put Edo Queens 2-0. And the first half of the encounter, MMSN added a third 2 minutes after a resumption before Emanuela James pulled one back for Heartlands. Obi Okpala is the coach of Heartland Queens.
We came in this contest to make a mark, but football being what it is, I won't take anything away from my girls. They are putting the best. They're good. It is a contest. You have to win, lose or draw. We are here. It is a learning curve. This is our first appearance. It doesn't sound that if you are new, you can't take the ticket, but we are looking at the tournament, how it goes. Appreciate whatever we have seen so far. We'll build on that.
The hope to build on that. Here is Moses Duku, who is the coach of Edo Queens.
Wonderful game from both sides, and we were determined because of the last loss. We were not really happy with the game. So we have to put in everything. So the girls were charged up and they live up to expectation. So we got our opportunities and we took them.
And the other match, completing the 3 matches played yesterday, Bielsa Queens, who are 5-time champions, by the way, defeated Conference Queens 2-0. The Super Six will go on recess today, while action will resume on Friday, being tomorrow, May 24, with Match Day 4. Do not forget the question on the show this morning. It was a hat-trick night for Ademola Lookman as he scored 3 goals to give Atalanta their first silverware in 61 years, making him a further contender for the Africa Best Player of the Year. But what about Sebastian Haller, who scored the winning goal for Cote d'Ivoire in the AFCON? And of course, he's going to play in the UEFA Champions League final coming up on the 1st of June against Real Madrid for Dortmund. If he wins it, does it make it even bleak, the chances of Ademola Lookman winning that award? And for Finidi George, well, we hear he's sweating over the injury situation of some players like Victor Osimhen, Frank Onyeka, and we equally hear Moses Simon, Zaidu Sanusi as good as out of the World Cup qualifiers against South Africa and Niger Republic. Does it make the work even more difficult, or you have confidence that with the players available to him, he can get the job done? Those are the questions on the show this morning. In the Nigeria National League, organizers of the Nigeria second-tier football, that's the NNL, has banned teams from streaming matches in the forthcoming Super 8 playoff. In a letter addressed to the clubs and signed by Ayo Abdulrahman, Chief Operating Officer of the league, revealed that they entered into partnership with a media outfit to stream the matches. The letter reads in part, as we all gear up in our preparations toward the event, the league body writes to officially intimate to you that it has gone into partnership with a media communication company, Spotlight, that has agreed with the league to stream all the matches of the playoff. Therefore, you are to key into the league's arrangements, as no club shall be allowed to stream independently. In the meantime, the Golden Eaglets match that was supposed to take place yesterday against Togo Republic was postponed to be played this morning. That was due to a heavy downpour in Accra, Ghana, where the match was scheduled to take place. It was going to be, or it is going to be, the 3rd group game for Nigeria. And of course, we'll give you the report later by 3 p.m. The match should have been concluded by then. The Special Eagles now on Sports Attack. Well, Nigeria's men's amputee football team, otherwise known as the Special Eagles, are through to the quarterfinals of the ongoing amputee AFCON in Egypt, following a comprehensive 11-0 win over Burundi in their last group game played yesterday. Striker Michael Jewell was the star performer in the win, scoring 7 times, while Turkey-based Mohamed Grima scored a hat-trick, plus another goal by Ola Buhachi made a light work of the newcomers. Nigeria will face the second-place team from Group B in the quarterfinals, scheduled for later tonight. Nigerians in Port Harcourt have advised Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen to join Chelsea in the summer transfer window. Osimhen has attracted interest from top clubs in Europe, as Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis hinted the reigning Africa Best Player of the Year is likely to leave Italy. Speaking to Today FM, fans in Port Harcourt believe a move to Chelsea will be more fruitful for Osimhen over a move to Paris Saint-Germain in France.
Chelsea, because there are Nigerian players who have played for Chelsea before. A Chelsea legend and a Nigerian like Mikel Obi, he said that he has personally convinced Osimhen to join Chelsea. That he's always like keeping him up to date with what's happening in the club.
Normally, me, I'm a Chelsea fan. So if he want to join Chelsea, I would like it. Because Chelsea, now be our top 9. You know they do well. They do well normally, but 1-on-1, they miss 1-on-1. I can't say. So you need person who go feel they will be strong for us. Let go hold the top 9 tight. If we want to go Chelsea, we like it.
Well, the best thing for Victor Osimhen is Chelsea, because right now Chelsea don't have somebody like Osimhen as an attacker. So except Victor Osimhen going to PSG, the only thing that will make him to be relevant in PSG is when this guy is not there, Mbappe, because except Mbappe will now move to Madrid. But if Mbappe did not move to Madrid, you see that Victor Osimhen sometime he will not have that place to play. So the best place for him to go is Chelsea.
In an interesting exchange, one fan, however, differed, suggesting if not Paris Saint-Germain, Manchester City, which already boasts of Erling Haaland, should be the destination for the Nigerian international.
May join PSG. Now, what do you want to do for Chelsea? Chelsea no be club.
But Chelsea better pass Man U.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that. Chelsea have no place in England again. Everybody
where Man U there for table?
So I prefer making join PSG than Chelsea. Or may come Man City. Welcome me well.
Now he's making come Man City. Even come Man City, what thing go play?
Interesting exchange right there between fans of football in Port Harcourt talking about Victor Osimhen. Let's go to the front lines now. 0817 0000951 and 0810 9510951. Atalanta.
And even Atlanta, even in the last Copa Italia, look at it, he also performed. He has played 2 finals this year and he has carried them.
All right.
And also qualified for Champions League.
Yeah.
And he has more opportunity now
than Hala.
I think.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hi. Good morning to you.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Ekene from Lagos Bus Stop.
Ekene, go ahead.
See, if the Sevan Haaland win the Champions League, no way Lookman will carry the African Cup. No way. If he wants to get it, they say Nations Cup winner and the UEFA Champions League winner. Yes.
So nobody will care about the individual contributions.
That one is not matter. No, trust me, they use the
All right.
Big trophy with that.
All right. Thank you very much. Hi, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Ryan.
Turn your horse for. Go ahead.
Yes, good morning. Yeah. I don't want to bit more last night. I mean, to play the performance cannot be overlooked. 51 years after, just look at the years, the number of years, and he gave 3 goals. To play Atlanta.
He set many records last night.
Yes, it's all many records. So I think it should be.
Network right there. You could call back. Hi, good morning. Bernardo Silva believes he's still going to be a tough encounter despite the poor form for Manchester United this season.
We need to be prepared to face a team that didn't have a very good season. We all know that. But individually, if they're fit, they have a lot of quality and they're a very, very dangerous side in terms of countering, in terms of set pieces, in terms of their pride also being a bit hurt because of the season they had. So football doesn't work that way. And it's a big game, it's a final, and it's never easy.
All right, Burnley boss Vincent Kompany has emerged as Bayern Munich's preferred choice to become their new head coach, according to Sky in Germany, while Inter Milan were taken over by US firm Oaktree yesterday after the Serie A champions outgoing owner Sonning missed a deadline to repay a debt worth hundreds of millions of euros. And the 2026 Champions League final will be played in Budapest Puskás Arena, UEFA said yesterday. Thank you very much for joining me on the show this morning. Let's continue the conversation 3 p.m. on today's Sports Live. My name remains Reliable Reliance Odenyin. Good morning to you.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. A life without purpose is a life without destination. Find the right direction for your life as you join Pastor Chris Ugo for 5 minutes of purpose discourse every weekday on Living with Purpose and Power.
Hi, this is Chris Ugo, and I want to specially welcome you to Living with Purpose and Power. God wants you to live your life with purpose, but He also gives the power to help you fulfill your dreams. Today we're going to focus on priorities. To change your life, you need to change your priorities. That's Mark Twain. Make sure that you're living your life according to the right priorities. Make God your number one priority. Make the main thing the main thing. I think it's a Russian proverb that says, if you chase 2 rabbits, you will not catch either of them. So make sure you focus. In Philippians chapter 1, verse 9 to verse 10, the New Living Translation, it says, I pray that your love will overflow more and more, and that you will keep on growing in knowledge and understanding. Look at verse 10. It says, for I want you to understand what really matters, so that you may live pure and blameless lives until the day of Christ's return. I define priority as something that has first importance in our lives. Those things that We place
delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM. Sport Hardcore.
A very good morning to you. This is the World News on your premium talk radio. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. The headlines. President Tinubu appoints new Corps Marshal of FRSC. Wike's former Chief of Staff, Woke, gets reassigned to Nostra. Governor Fubara reveals plans to harmonize state and local government taxes. On the foreign scene, former South African President Zuma pushes for change in country's constitution. The details in a moment. The federal government has disclosed that there will be no celebration to mark President Bola Tinubu's 1 year in office. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said there will be a low-key activities to mark the anniversary. The minister said this during a World Press Conference to commence ministerial sectorial updates as part of the activities to mark President Tinubu's 1 year in office. Idris, however, emphasized that there would be no form of celebration owing to the mood of the nation. The minister, who restated that the media remains critical stakeholders in the Nigeria project, urged practitioners to report responsibly and with a deep sense of patriotism to the nation. He stressed that press freedom comes along with responsibilities, adding that President Tinubu, as a product of democracy, is interested in press freedom. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Shehu Mohammed as the new Corps Marshal of the Federal Safety Corps, FRSC. Mohammed, an assistant Corps Marshal, would replace Daud Abiu, who was appointed by former President Muhammadu Buhari in 2022. A statement by the Director of Information Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Shegun, said Mohammed's appointment took effect from May 20, 2024. He noted that Mohammed's appointment was for an initial period of 4 years. And President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Chukwuemeka Woke as the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency, Nostra. The President also approved the appointment of Adedeji Ashiru as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Ogun-Osun River Basin Development Authority. In a statement by the Special Advisor to the President, Ajirin Gelale, the President expects the new Chief Executive Officers to deploy their competencies to these critical agencies for sustainable gains and a turnaround while maintaining utmost transparency in their operations. Woke was the chairman of Emoha Local Government Area of Rivers State and later Chief of Staff, Government House, Port Harcourt in the Nyesom Wike administration. Meanwhile, the federal government has underscored the importance of port automation through technology to minimize human interaction and eradicate illicit activities within the ports. Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigeria Shippers Council, Pius Akuta, reiterated this stance during his visit to Port Harcourt Port, one of the country's legacy ports, to acquaint himself with the sector and engage stakeholders in the region. Akuta also outlined the Council's strategies to collaborate with stakeholders in enhancing the sector and advancing President Bola Tinubu's administration's vision to transition from oil dependency to non-oil sectors. He highlighted the Nigerian Shippers Council's ongoing efforts to secure a bill before the National Assembly aiming to designate it as the port sector regulator, a move expected to enhance sectorial efficiency. Akuta also commended the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy for their tireless efforts in attracting investment and inaugurating projects, including recent initiatives at Onne Port.
Preaching the message for port automation. So when we automate our systems and everything is being programmed that way, I believe that most of this human contact will reduce. And we are not going to drive anybody out of the port, but we enhance the quality of automations, both from the private sector engagement and the public sector engagement. And once that is done, it reduces that physical contact. And I believe that this will just die away in time.
On behalf of the community during a protest, requested that the section leading to the boundary with Imo State must be completed. The community leader highlighted concerns about a lack of drainage on the road, stressing their status as an oil-producing community and dissatisfaction with past administration, which they say did not show them support.
Imo State, we wrote to His Excellency complaining that this road did not get to the boundary. We also complained that our drainages have been destroyed, that they need to add drainage. We also complained that the bridge is underground bridge, that we need a standard bridge to be built at Ibocha after the flood. Since then till today, nothing happened.
Another community leader, Clement Orolu, who expressed dissatisfaction, called on Governor Fubara to prioritize the completion of the remaining section of the road before it is inaugurated.
Purpose for the blockade is that this our road, they refuse to walk it to the boundary of Rivers State and Imo State. They stop it halfway. We are applying for governor to come and do the work to the boundary. Some of our oil wells are there left behind because of the road. The pipelines, there are so many left behind. We want them to come and cover them all. Otherwise, Imo State will come back to claim it. We are calling on government to come and complete this road before commissioning the road.
The Chief Security Officer of Akpo Kingdom, Amadichi Azubike, beg your pardon, also known as Ocean, has called upon the local security outfit OSPAC in Alakaya community, Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State, to collaborate with traditional rulers and stakeholders to maintain peace in the community. Azubike made this plea during the inauguration of OSPAC's leadership in Alakaya, underscoring the importance of cooperation with security agencies to improve the security landscape in the area. He entrusted the new appointed leader, Anele Noble, with the responsibility of fostering collaboration with security forces to strengthen safety measures.
Office. Today is 1 year in office. There's no insecurity in Alakaya. The new commander now, I said, let him push Alakaya forward. Make sure that there's peace in Alakaya kingdom. I don't want to hear casualty. I don't want to hear anything insecurity in Alakaya. I know God will strengthen him.
In his response, Nobanele, the CSO in Alakaya community, pledged to further bolster security within the locality. Regarding the chain of command, Anele clarified that while there are no issues with OSPAC in Onelga, he is mandated to report to Akpo Kingdom Command due to distinctions between Akpo Kingdom and Orashi region.
Much challenging because of the double position I'm being given as the CSO and now the commander of OSPAC in Alakaya. Of course, by God's grace, we have tried to use everything within my capacity to reduce and curb crime in the community. With this one attached to this my office now, I think we'll do better than what we have done previous. One thing that will make my job easier is if there is peace in the community. I will advise every youth, elders, and the indigenous of Alakaya, likewise non-indigenous, residing in Alakaya, whatever you're seeing, any challenge you're having, I beg everybody, every aggrieved person in all sessions should come and make peace. I don't work for a nigger, I work in Alakaya.
On the foreign scene, former South African President Jacob Zuma says the country's constitution must be changed after he was barred from running for parliament on Monday. In his first interview since the ban, Zuma told the BBC the Constitutional Court is wrong to decide he was unfit to run based on his 2021 conviction for contempt of court. Ahead of next week's general election, 82-year-old Zuma has been campaigning under the banner of the new formed political party. He joined the party after falling out with the governing African National Congress, ANC, which he used to lead. The Electoral Commission argued that the Constitution bars anyone who was sentenced to more than 12 months in prison from serving as a lawmaker, a view backed by the Constitutional Court judges. Zuma was convicted in 2021 for refusing to testify at an inquiry investigating corruption during his presidency. Elsewhere, as fighting and suffering continues in the Gaza, the violence grows in the West Bank. Prospects of the Palestinian people gaining their own state might seem further away than ever. The decision by several European countries to formally recognize the existence of a Palestinian state will not overcome the reality that such ambition still faces huge obstacles. But the declarations by Ireland, Spain, Norway will put pressure on other countries in Europe, including the UK, France and Germany, to follow them in supporting Palestinian self-determination. But Israeli ministers insist this will encourage Hamas and reward terrorism, further reducing the chances of a negotiated settlement. Most countries, about 131 in all, formally recognize a Palestinian state. In entertainment, the federal government has approved the prohibition of money rituals and glamorizing of vices in Nigerian movies. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer CEO of the National Film and Video Censors Board, Shuaibu Hussaini, disclosed this at a national stakeholders engagement on smoke-free Nollywood held in Enugu. The event, organized by the NFVCB and Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, movie producers, directors and actors drawn from different parts of the country, as well as leaders of various guilds and associations in Nigeria film industry, were present at the event. To end the news, here is a summary of the major stories. President Bola Tinubu has appointed a new Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps. Nyesom Wike's former Chief of Staff, Emeka Woke, has been reassigned as DG of Nostra. You heard that Governor Fubara has revealed his plans to harmonize the state and local government taxes. On the foreign scene, we told you that the former South African President Jacob Zuma is pushing for a change in the country's constitution. That was the news. It's edited by Ifunaya Obeme Indukwe. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your mails to news@todayfmlive.com. Read our stories on our website, www.todayfmlive.com. I am Kelly Ikemenjima. Good morning. Thank you for your time.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Time for us to take you through the stories from the newspapers. It's the newspaper review segment on today's Quest Today 95.1 FM.
Anybody who has any opportunity to serve the state should count it as a honor. We've gone past the stage where things happen on its own, as it is, or as it were today. Everything that happens by the destination and design of God Almighty. I'm not saying before it doesn't happen that way, but looking at the circumstance surrounding us today, so you see God in action. So it's God that gave you this opportunity today, and I want you to know that you owe God that responsibility to deliver to your people. I'm not giving you any charge. You've already charged here. The oath you took is a charge. I'm not asking you to be obedient to me. I'm not asking you to do my bidding. But I request from every one of you here to defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and defend the sovereignty, not just Nigeria alone, dignity of our dear state. So your position as a commissioner today is not just for you to answer me, sir, or man. Is to work for the interests of our state. You said it here, you read it, so I don't have any charge to give to you. You've already taken the charge. The charge is the oath. But I know that with what I've heard, with a few of you that I've related with, I know that you're men of integrity. You're not going to bring shame to our dear state. You're not going to bring shame to your families. You're not going to bring shame to your local government. You will stand tall no matter the situation. This government is a government that is battered by high-level discipline. I don't know about other people that are working with me, but as a person, from the time I started working as a civil servant, from the time I worked in the office of Accountant General with my boss that is here, there's something we don't play with, a record. I can boldly stand here to say that whatever that transpired right from the time we worked, from 2007 to date, the records are there for anybody to go and see. Likewise, what has happened from the time of the immediate past administration, the records are there. So I want you to understand that while I am sitting here to pilot the affair of this state, as a matter of fact, the record is even more excellent because I have a day-to-day report of what I'm doing. So I'm not bothered. Call me any day, call me anytime. I will stand and defend every action, every decision that we've taken. So I want you to stand on that premise. Knowing fully well that whatever you're doing, in case you're called upon tomorrow to give account, keep your record straight. I know what I'm saying. Some of them who left here as commissioners, there's no record in their ministries. We've had a few meetings with people who are looking for records. And that is for them and their God. I'm not bothered about that. But you that are coming in now, please, do this work as seasoned administrators. Work with your permanent secretaries. The ones you don't know, ask them, they will tell you, they will teach you. It doesn't reduce you as not being the head, but it helps you to succeed as a good administrator. So let me thank you. Believing strongly that your coming on board is going to add more color and bigger feather to our administration. I wish you
timely and responsibly. In turn, we also request you, distinguished members of the media, to please keep focus by reporting honestly, responsibly, and also with a deep sense of patriotism for our dear nation. We all know that the media, the responsibility of the media is to ensure that the people know about what is happening at all times and to also hold government accountable. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a product of democracy. He believes that democracy cannot thrive where the media is also not doing its job the way it should do. So that is why, over time, the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation has found it necessary to brief members of the press all the time about what is happening in government so that Nigerians will get informed and in turn also take feedback from Nigerians back to government. I want to plead with you to please do your job as much as you should do, but have a deep sense of patriotism, responsibility, and honesty in the discharge of your duties.
And we are all doing this without a blame game. One of the things that the President was very clear about is not blaming anybody. Some of these are historical. They have taken this underinvestment. Maybe they have been decades in the making. But the bold and courageous leader that he is, he said, I'm going to take them on. And I apologize for the pain that they might occasion, but they are necessary. So, not surprisingly, exchange rate is not yet where we want it to be. Inflation is not yet where we want to be. But is our strategy right? Absolutely. We believe our strategy is right, but it requires occasional calibration. Put good money to use. Just this morning we were told, Mr. President have directed low-key celebration. Mr. President have directed the government to buy CNG buses in order to support the transition to CNG and lower energy competitiveness. Mr. President have directed a reduction in government travels. Some may mock that, but these are profound measures that goes to the mindset of the leadership that we have.
With that, rivers emerge. It's not a mistake. It's because we believe that it is important to think about the state first. The development of the state is the most important thing. It's not the political rivalry. After politics, we must have a base, and that base is our state. And that base is when there is development in the state, that is the major interest of political struggle. If a state is not viable, I don't think there will be any need for struggle. But I want to say thank you to the organizers who took all the pains, convinced me that at this point in the life of our dear state, there is need to assure investors that River State is safe and prepared. On behalf of the government and people of River State, let me warmly welcome all to the first River State Investment Summit under our government, which is a year old. We use the word a year old
because true governance in this state started in the month of February 2024. I wish to especially welcome the chairman of today's event, my dear elder brother and friend, His Excellency Donald Duke, former governor of Cross River State. Today's event is aimed to advance the investment opportunities in River State. It provides an opportunity for us to hear from experts, exchange ideas, raise questions, and receive answers to the economic and investment challenges we face as a state. Historically, River State, especially Port Harcourt, was an established commercial center in Nigeria. The Trans-Amadi Industrial Layout hosted several thriving commercial and industrial concerns that created income, jobs, and prosperity for our state and our people. Sadly, all these are now history, as most of these industrial ventures in that estate has either closed shop or become horrible. The industrial estate is now characterized by abandoned factory buildings and warehouses. We have since lost our rating as one of the industrialized states competitive as a preferred destination for domestic and foreign direct investment, resulting in the continual posting of low economic growth, high employment rates, and low development. For decades, the River State government had continued to depend more on allocation from the federation account to fund these expenditures because tax revenue had remained low due to low investment and economic growth. For us, building a resilient, robust, and diversified economy hold the key to sustainable peace, security, and progress of our state, and the spiritual, social, and physical well-being of our people. We therefore commit to the reindustrialization of River State in partnership with the formal and organized private sector through necessary policies, legal and other support measures and systems. This is why we approved the River State Economic and Investment Summit 2024 as the first of several measures to unveil the economic potential of the state to both local and foreign investors and markets. Against this background, I feel very optimistic that River State will emerge from this summit and position itself as a premier investment destination, offering boundless economic opportunities for domestic and global investors. The reasons for this optimism are clear and realistic. The chairman of this occasion did mention the potential in gas untapped. You can imagine what will happen if it's properly deployed. As a state, the state is blessed with numerous human and natural resources, including oil and gas, fertile soil, solid mineral, and extensive coastal line with great water bodies. The state is the center point of the oil and gas industry in West Africa. We account for over 40% of crude oil production onshore in the country and 100% of liquefied gas that the country exports. The state is also the second largest economy in Nigeria, and with a nominal GDP of over $28.4 billion. You know what it means? We have the economic heart of the country. The state economy ranked in the top 25 economies in Africa, comparable to the countries like Botswana, Rwanda, and Gabon. The state has relatively robust infrastructure, including good roads, 2 seaports, 1 international airport, and a free trade zone, with a population of over 7 million indigenous, diverse, educated, highly hospitable people, and a business-friendly environment. The state stands at the center of diverse economic opportunity. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, Rivers State provides several investment opportunities across diverse sectors of our economy, including oil and gas, agriculture, agro-processing, manufacturing, hospitality, and tourism, education, ICT, healthcare, infrastructural development, mass product and garment production, and power generation, transmission, just to mention the few. With over 40% of fertile, cultivatable land mass, Rivers State has the potential to make a significant contribution to the national food security with commercial investment in mechanized agriculture and agro-processing industrial value chain. We have signed a development agreement with TAF Nigeria Limited for the construction of 20 mixed housing in the Greater Port Harcourt City. We signed another development with Gosh Nigeria Limited for the construction of an international spare parts market. The state government provided hundreds of land as its equity, and work has started in those sites. Apache Aluminium LLC of America has started the acquisition of land to establish a multi-billion naira aluminium rolling mill in the Ogoni axis of Rivers State. We have opened discussion with an Israeli company in developing our huge agricultural potential, including reviving abandoned agricultural projects and infrastructure, such as the Rivers State Songhai, the school-to-land farm, the fish farm, the feed mills, oil palm estates, and poultry farm across states. We have earmarked about $10 million for this project for this fiscal year. Last week, the State Executive Council approved a proposal by Rainbow Heritage Group to build a new port city in the state on about 1,000 hectares of land in collaboration with the Greater Port Harcourt City Authority. We have also concluded arrangements for the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Planet One Holding Limited of Dubai for a $10 million mangrove forest conservation and carbon capture project under private-public partnership arrangement. By and large, we are the economic heartbeat of the Niger Delta region, and the Southeast are focused at this time to grow our economy to greater heights so that we can drive more tax revenue to deliver quality social services to our people. Our mantra is Rivers First. Our covenants and commitments are to serve our people to the best of our ability, with compassion, honesty, and responsibility. I assure you all that our intentions are right. Our commitments are unwavering. With the collaboration and support of all, we will collectively harness the economic potential of Rivers State to achieve considerably high and sustainable economic growth and prosperity in the coming decades, and build a brighter future for our children and grandchildren.
Norway is wealthy, but it's not because it has oil. After all, Switzerland states in a country and make it in terms of economic transformation. Governance is key. The reason Nigeria is broken today is because we have made politics our number one job, and we have forgotten governance. But if you run for election to any office, president or as governor or as anything. The reason you are elected is to govern. The politics is simply the vehicle in a democracy to get to the authority with which you need to govern. But the purpose for which you were elected is to make life better for the average man and woman. And let's not forget that. But Nigerian politicians have, as a general rule, there are exceptions, but Nigerian politicians have forgotten that the reason they're in politics is to develop human capital in this country. And so our politics has become all about the politicians. When it comes to economics and investment, public governance matters because it is the necessary foundation for wealth creation. Competent governance will assemble the team. Competent governance will make economic policies. Competent governance will create the right environment in which economic transformation and investment can take place. Governance, governance, governance. If you must be a politician, if you must, my advice to you is that the best politics is good governance. Good governance is the best politics because that's what delivers the purpose. And that is the benefit of a large mass of the citizens. There is an intent here to promote investment in Rivers State. And so it's necessary for me to say a few words about foreign investment and to warn that it is not a magic wand. It is not. If you think it is a magic wand, look at all the oil companies in the Niger Delta, which have been foreign investing for the past 60-something years. Look at the poverty in the creeks. Look at the environmental degradation. Foreign investment does not deliver the results if you do not know how to go about it. It calls for a certain strategy. I began by talking about strategy. Without it, you cannot be successful. So foreign investment helped China. It helped Singapore, and we hope it will help Rivers State. But it helped China and Singapore to develop, but it has not brought prosperity to Africa. Instead, it has in many cases deepened poverty, as I said, and environmental degradation. Even as a measure of confidence in a national economy, FDI, foreign direct investment, has declined precipitously in Nigeria over the past decade. This is because the competence to drive a foreign direct investment strategy is absent. Even more important, the foundation of good governance does not exist. Investors are not fools. Their money wants to make a return on investment in stable and well-governed environments. They are not in business to fuel the dreams, the promises, or the egos of politicians in power. That is not why serious businessmen are in business. So if you are seeking to attract foreign investment, it is important to proceed from this foundation going forward so that you have more of a chance of attracting the kind of investments that will actually drive the transformation of your state or your country. And so I say to you, Your Excellency, and to all the distinguished ladies and gentlemen here, that foreign direct investment will help to drive development only when two location factors, quote unquote, location factors we call them, are present. The first location factor is skilled human capital. That's factor number one. The second location factor is infrastructure. And in that context, I want to congratulate Governor Fubara on the kickoff of the construction of the Trans-Calabari Highway. These two things are necessary. Skilled human capital, because the kind of foreign investment you need is not just people to come and extract natural resources. You need the skilled labor that can help to add value to whatever is extracted or whatever is farmed and produced. There must be value addition. And value addition across a wide range of industries, which is what diversifies an economy away from natural resources, requires skilled labor, requires skilled human capital. So perhaps, along with infrastructure, the first part of the investment strategy should be to bring investors that can create those skills in Rivers State across the board. Maritime, fish farming, there can be massive fish farms on the sea and on water, but it takes a certain type of skill, and these are advantages that rivers have. If you go to Rwanda today, you will weep for Nigeria. Everybody's going to Rwanda. 30 years ago, I was a political affairs officer for Rwanda at the United Nations headquarters in New York, working with Kofi Annan during the genocide. We fought to stop the genocide. Late night meetings in the Security Council. Rwanda was known for horror. Death. 1 million people killed in 3 months. Today, you go to Rwanda, you're scratching your head. Everybody's going there. All the investors are going there. Qatar Airways has just invested $1.2 billion, taking a 60% stake in a national airport that is being built in Rwanda. When that airport is completed in 2018, it will change the entire aviation map of East and Southern Africa. Futuristic thinking. Total Energy was supposed to give Nigeria $6 billion in investment. That investment, from reports I have read, has gone to Angola. So I would recommend a massive shift to investments in skilled human capital, especially to support manufacturing and service economies and diversify away from oil and more towards gas as a transition out of the natural resource conundrum. But natural gas is a must, because when we talk about transition, it's cleaner than oil and it is necessary for our situation at this time. We're talking about compressed natural gas for use, which is much cheaper. So River State has huge opportunities to be part of the value chain. One professor in America said that globalization is like a bullet train, but it cannot stop in your country if you don't have a train station. What is the train station? Value chains. You have to be able to add value to parts of complete products. You see a big Toyota car, you say it was manufactured in Japan. A lie. About 15,000 parts in a Toyota vehicle, and most of it is manufactured in places that are not Japan. It is put together finally in Japan. But every part of that value chain has made money. This is where our country, River State, should aspire to be part of that global value chain that creates wealth through international trade. And I can see that with the...
And then Mohammed Idris speaking on what would happen today. What will happen today? The ministers will come in. I think 8 of them will come in and give some kind of summary of what they have done, achieved in their ministries. Okay, and then they'll be interrogated by pressmen that will be present and take that information. And then he's charged to the media. And also he talking about what the Tinubu administration intends for press freedom. Okay, and one of the things that runs through my head is, well, there's still the silence about how the president moved from Netherlands to Saudi Arabia. So if you say the president has deemed it necessary to share information with Nigerians should know what happened to the presidential fleet that took you to Netherlands. Isn't that important? There are many things that the government, they haven't thought as necessary to inform Nigerians on. So how do we reconcile some of those discrepancies, if you get my drift? Anyway, Nigeria's Minister for Information and National Orientation speaking there. And then remarks by the governor when he swore in new commissioners, 8 of them, 2 days ago. Okay, I was able to get a clip just yesterday, and I thought it necessary to share with you this morning. So those are the things you listen to. Welcome to the newspaper review segment on Today's Quest. We're live on Today 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. Kelly Kemenjima is my name. Time checking our studio, 7:55 a.m. Thursday, the 23rd of May, 2024. Just to remind you, we look forward to hearing from you. Platforms are available. So, 0701 9339 962. Again, 0701 9339 962. That you can use to send us a message on for traditional SMS, or you prefer to do a WhatsApp message. Use that number 0817 0000951 or 0810951091. Those are call lines when the phone lines are open. And then on socials, you'll find 2 posts, or you find one for Real Talk, not Real Talk, Opinion Poll. All right, Opinion Poll, you'll find one on X, that's at Today FM 951, on X, Today FM 951. Whereas on Facebook, you'll find 2, Opinion Poll and the General Post, okay? opinion poll and the general post at Today951 FM. Today951 FM. All right, so make use of those channels, and we'd like to hear from you. We'll take those contributions, as many as we can take. We'll take them as we get on the show today. So let's begin with Daily Post. We'll take some of the stories based on bills, return, continue conversations with panelists, and then make way for your contributions as well. All of this between now and 11:30. Keep my fingers crossed. Between now and 11:30, keep my fingers crossed. Daily Post is our first stop. Edo governorship. I can't reconcile with those that offended me, Obaseki. As the September 21 governorship election approaches, Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki has said it will be hard for him to reconcile with those who have offended him in the course of governance. Daily Post reports that Obaseki made the remarks when he visited Edo State Muslims Pilgrim Welfare Board to bid farewell to intending pilgrims for the 2024 Hajj and the launch of the Feed the Vulnerable program organized by the state government for Muslims in Benin City. The remarks were sequel to an appeal made by the state chairman of Muslims Pilgrims Welfare Board, Sheikh Ibrahim, who urged the governor to reconcile with those who have offended him, as well as those he offended in the course of his duties as governor, with a view to winning the election. Corresponding, Obaseki says, who said good can't reconcile with evil, opined that there is no way one can convince evil to be good. According to him, we can't continue to convince those evil persons who would enjoy seeing our people miserable, who want to keep us keep so much for themselves and leave the rest of our people poor. It would be hard to reconcile with those people. As you are going on Hajj, you pray for them to have a change of heart. We can't continue to live in a society where so many people live in nothing while few have so much and continue to have so much. That is why I make sacrifices. Let them continue to fight me, call me names, but they will not touch the money, and I will use the money to buy food and feed the people, feed the poor, give them to imams and pastors to share to the poor in the next 3 months. Obaseki equally said that for the good things to continue, the people have to ensure that his successor, his chosen successor, Asue Igodaru, of the People's Democratic Party, will continue where he stopped by winning the September 21 governorship election. Let's take this break now, pay some bills. When we come back, we'll look at more stories from the Vanguard newspaper. Please stay with us.